beautiful souls. This is Casey Pacheco. I am so glad that you're joining me. I want to talk about something very specific today, and it's a little bit different. And sometimes I get nervous because my thoughts could be so out there, and I just don't always know if somebody's resonating with me. But I wanted to talk about the difference between, so the title of this is Go in One Direction. And for me, this has been the hardest thing in business and life because there's so many things I like. There's so many things to be had. Maybe you are like me, they call us multi-potentialite. There's so many things that you can do, you want to do, you're good at, you think needs to be done, or you just don't like being in a state of boredom and your mind just goes into its own adventures and creates its own adventures. So if you're like me, stay tuned. This episode is for you. Go in one direction. Now, so many times people would say, Casey, just do one thing. Just do one thing. And that would be so hard for me. But I finally got it. I went to this amazing conference, blew my mind, and I finally got what that means for me. And I don't think I will ever be the person to do one thing because I'm just not built like that. But I think the thought that go in one direction is different from just do or focus on one thing. And it has a lot to do with the power of intention. Now, when you are intentional, you could only have one intention, right? There could be 50 million things that you're doing, but you really only have one intention. So, for instance, in my business, right, Preservers of Life, the motto is I make valuable people visible, right? I provide a platform, I provide the services to help make valuable people visible. Now, how I do that differs, right? The strategies I use differs because people differ. But at the end of the day, I make valuable people visible. Then I am also the executive director of Nurses in Charge. Whoop, whoop. Yes, that's my spot, right? But I had to come to the realization that Casey, you're doing two things, but it's all one, right? And I feel so, so they say it's called dissonance when your head is going one way, but another part of you, maybe your body is going another way, right? So when you have these two conflicting ideas in life, that is called dissonance. And a lot of people live in a state of dissonance where what they really want to do and what they say they're doing or what they choose to do, it's in parallel, like it's opposite from each other. So that's what causes disease in life. The dissonance in our body, the body is like, I'm tired of this. Like, this is not a comfortable state. This is not easy. I don't want to do this. So for me going in one direction and doing multiple things, I was thinking, because we're meant, so many of our life has been divided. You go to school and you have a subject called math and a subject called English and a subject called French and a subject called science. And it kind of programs our mind to be divided in life. But in reality, life is one and we are one. So even though there are different things, just like our body that functions differently, everything is going in the same direction. And I'm telling you, I don't know who this is for, but I just feel so compelled to share that this is such a big breakthrough because you can do, not everybody can. Maybe some people just really do need to do one thing. But for many of us, we have many talents, many natural talents, much ability, capability, skills, right? And when we use all of them, not just single out one, but when we pull from every ounce of natural talent, learned ability, skills, desires, and we pull it and we put it into the intention of one focus. Watch out. Watch out. You're going to be a force to be reckoned with. So when you're talking about going in one direction, like for instance, Nurses in Charge, we want to transform healthcare. We're going to do it by empowering nurses. Nurses are valuable people, right? That need to become visible. So everything I do pours into my one direction. One thing, make valuable people visible. Now you might say, but Casey, I see now you're an NLP coach. Like, what is this, And how does your holistic model and vision fit into all of this? One direction. If you are a valuable person, the first person you need to be visible to is you. The first person you need to be visible to is you. The hardest person to get to see your beauty, your magnificence, your splendor, your abilities, your capabilities. The hardest person to see that is you. And that's where NLP comes in, because on the sub on in our within our unconscious and subconscious programming, we were programmed not to be visible to ourselves. We were programmed to dim our light, dim who we are. And a lot of times people are like, Casey, I don't know. You're so confident. Every time I see you, you're so bubbly, you're so joyful. How are you like that? Right? But I wasn't programmed to be like that. Not the way I was raised. I wasn't raised to be this positive person. Unfortunately, the programming doesn't happen by what people are saying all the time, but what people are doing. And this world, unfortunately, is filled with a lot of negativity, a lot of negative people. So day in, day out, being constantly programmed by our negative society, it becomes part of who we are. And so we have to go below the surface. We have to get deeper and actually remove that and say, I didn't decide. When did I decide to be that person? And now, when you remove that, now you can decide who you're going to be. Now you're going to decide how you're going to live life, how you're going to show up, how committed you will be. And I really think, and I was putting the power of healthcare, because the power of healthcare comes when we decide to go in the direction of being healthy human beings. When we see who we are, when we see how visible we are, when we see how amazing our bodies are. And this is not just for people who are sick, but this is for healthcare providers. Healthcare providers need to see, wait, am I healthy? Right? Am I going in the direction of health? Right? Or am I going in the direction of theorizing and philosophizing and intellectualizing health? Or am I living a life that is vibrant and healthy? Am I bursting at my seams? Does my skin, does my life, does my relationship, does my finances exude health? And if it doesn't, I need to heal. I need to heal. So I put here, what we perceive is what we project out in life. So a lot of people, their perceptions of the world, they don't realize that everything that they're perceiving in their world is coming from their inside. So when you wake up and your perceptions of people or systems or how things are or how things should be, this is all coming from within you. But if within you is not right, the world will never be right. It will never look right. You may want to be fighting for resources. You may be fighting for access to healthcare, transportation, so many, war on poverty, so many things we fighting for, right? But within yourself, what are you fighting? Within yourself, what are you seeing? Within yourself, yes, you might have insurance. Yes, you might have the best doctor, right? But do you really have access to healthcare? Are you really healthy? Is your life exuding with life and vibrance and health and well being? And this is where I say, I am change, because the changes that we want to see out there in the world, it has to start with us, leading an international organization. Every morning I'm up exercising, going, because the change has to be with me. I don't want them to change. I want to change. I want to change, and I want to inspire change out from my overflow, from my abundance, because I have changed. I have found health. I have found happiness. And I want to share this with the world. I'm not beating down on anybody's door. Are there changes externally that need to happen? Yes. They do need to happen, and they will happen, but they will only happen to the point where our vibration and frequency as a society is to the point where we can hold the vibration of health. And this is a very, very serious responsibility for caregivers and healthcare providers, because we first have to know what health looks like, and health has to be visible. Our well-being has to be visible for us before we could go trying to make it visible to anybody else. So I just wanted to say that I am on this journey to make valuable people visible. If you see yourself as a valuable person, or you know yourself to be a valuable person, and you say, "Hey, Casey, I have a message I would like to get out there." That's why I built my platform. I have built my platform, and I continue to build my platform so that if you have a message and you say, I want to learn how to make a YouTube video, I want to learn how to start a podcast, I want to get involved in helping other nurses like find themselves and find their voice. You don't have to go build a platform. I already built a platform. I want to help you if you need my help. If you don't need my help, I want to be friends with you, right? Because we need a collective people going in one direction, a collective of valuable people becoming very visible, and might I say, even vocal, going in one direction so that we can shift the current tides of what is happening in our world today. So, yes, I do many things. I do many things. I say I'm a whole package. I am the whole package for you, right? And I think that you are too. I really think you are too. And this is just an exhortation for you to play full out. Don't just limit yourself to just one thing or a label that somebody put onto you. Bring your fullness out, because we need to see it, and we're here to celebrate you as you shine. So I'm not gonna go too long, but I just wanted to share, just go in one direction. Come, we're going in one direction. If this is the direction that aligns with you, come along, right? If this resonates with you and you feel aligned, please reach out to me. Please comment, subscribe. I'm on YouTube, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook. So please subscribe, and I look forward to being in alignment with you. Have a great day.